Bob Hope says she was one of the grandest ladies on or off screen. Actress Dorothy Lamour died in Los Angeles over the weekend at the age of 81. Al Hinman has more on her life and career.
Dorothy Lamour got her start in Hollywood wearing a sarong and playing a jungle princess. But she became a star working for laughs with Bob Hope and Bing Crosby. The first of their 7 on-the-road pictures took them to Singapore in 1940. Over the next 2 decades, the trio would ham it up from Zanzibar to Rio.
And you know, really, that comedy holds up today very well.
Before Lamour circled the globe with Hope and Crosby, World War II sent her on the road selling war bonds.
There would be thousands, I'm talking about like 45 or 50,000 people, almost every place we went. And it was marvelous.
Lamour did so well helping to finance the war effort, she was nicknamed the Bond Bombshell.
I don't know where they got that. That's the silliest thing I ever heard of in my life.
But Lamour always remembered her war bond travels for another reason. She discovered her husband, Air Force Lieutenant William Howard, on the road.
It was a beautiful love, a true love. If you're lucky, you get one of those in your life. And I was very, very lucky.
They stayed happily married for 35 years. Lamour said his death motivated her to return to work.
I love it. I love to work. I don't know, I'd probably be in an old people's home by now if I hadn't gone back to work after I lost Bill.
Lamour had a few roles in regional stage shows and an occasional movie in the 70s and 80s. Her last movie was, by her own admission, totally out of character.
Welcome to Creepshow 2.
The 1987 horror flick had Lamour terrorized by a gang of thugs. But the worst part, said the aging star, was that the director said no makeup.
So you got the raw Dorothy Lamour.
When her former co-star and longtime friend Bob Hope turned 90 3 years ago, Lamour was there to help serve the cake and comedy.
Oh, God. How are you? You still got me laughing.
Bob Hope remembers Lamour as his #1 leading lady, whose beauty and class always helped make him look good.
I said, let me go.
Here.
Dorothy Lamour, dead at age 81.
More news coming up in 2 minutes. I'm Tori Atali, and this is Headline News.
Top of things, here is the first picture of the John F. Kennedy Jr. and Carolyn Bessette wedding. We wonder if they trust all their friends. Some of the wedding guests were not told time and place until a couple of days ago. And in case you haven't heard this 500 times already, that where was a church built by freed slaves on Cumberland Island off the Georgia coast. Speaking of glamour, the actress Dorothy Lamour has died. She was one of the most glamorous film stars of the 1940s and of the 50s. She was born in New Orleans, and her real name was Slayton, and her trademark was her sarong.
Only take me. Please take me.
Dorothy Lamour made more than 50 films, and during World War II, she was one of the GI's favorite pinups. During the war, she was the first big star to travel the country selling war bonds, several $100 million worth.
I'll lay you 8 to 5 that we meet Dorothy Lamour.
She will be forever associated with Bob Hope and Bing Crosby.
What has she got? What has she got? Yes, she's got an apple for the teacher.
This is what made her really famous, the road pictures, as in The Road to Morocco and The Road to Zanzibar and other places.
As far as I'm concerned, this picture's over right now.
She was always the object of competition between Hope and Crosby. Crosby usually won. I was, she said, the happiest and highest paid straight woman in show business. When she was once asked if she'd taken acting lessons, she replied, "No. Can't you tell?" We are also sad to report today the death of a woman who worked here first many years ago, Peggy Whedon. She was a talented producer, and
it has made her famous.
You can't forget all those pictures we made together.
Neither can anyone else. That's why I'm working over here.
Actress Dorothy Lamour was best known for her roles opposite Bob Hope and Bing Crosby in the famous road movies. The actress debuted in the 1936 movie Jungle Princess, dressed in a sarong. Paramount Pictures spotted the stunning brunette and signed her for $200 a week. The sarong became her trademark.
Sit here beside me.
In the years that followed, she made over 50 films, but often reminisced, saying, quote, "It was her times with Hope and Crosby that she was the happiest."